I don't know how I haven't talked about this yet. Hola guys, it's Kat. Welcome to Weird Wednesdays. If you've been on this channel for a while, you know I like to talk about aliens. Last summer, I believe it was, there was a UFO Congress hearing. And if I remember correctly, this all started because certain government documents, or all government documents that are classified, become declassified after a certain amount of time. That's what set everything into motion leading up to this hearing. The whole point of the hearing was to talk about UFOs and UAPs. UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon. Sometimes they'll use the word anomalous, and that's for like when the phenomenon is either in the sky or also in the water. And about like the dangers of them. They went over quite a bit of stuff. So they gathered these people up. They had like witnesses and people like willing to testify and answer questions and stuff. One of them being a whistleblower. 3 military veterans testified, including a former Air Force intelligence officer who claims the US government has operated a secret multi-decade reverse engineering program from UFO crash sites, and claimed that the pilots in these crash sites were non-human biologics.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
A big part of this was to remove stigma for aviators who want to report these things, and to make sure that there's oversight for government programs that do investigate these things. And like during all of this, there is mentioned that they were getting like halted when they were trying to get evidence to bring to this hearing. So one of them was part of the government's UAP task force. Yeah, they apparently have a UAP task force. But you know, they don't exist. That whistleblower had mentioned that he was like denied access to some of the UFO government programs. But he did state that he knew where all those locations were at though. All the locations where the UAPs are at. Allegedly, which is very interesting to me. This man also did say that he hadn't seen these things himself, but this was all from interviews he had with people who were witnessing, like 40 different witnesses that he interviewed over his time in the task force. Here's a direct quote from him. "My testimony is based on information I have been given by individuals with a long-standing track record of legitimacy and service to this country, many of whom also shared compelling evidence in the form of photography, official documentation, and classified oral testimony." And he had said, adding that a trove of evidence had been intentionally kept secret from Congress, allegedly. The same man mentions that him and some colleagues have been targets of administrative terrorism, and there's been times where he feared for his life since he came forward. Allegedly. One of the other veterans had also claimed or recounted an encounter that he had with an unidentified phenomena, and if I remember, he described it as like a cube in a circle, and like it hovered and was not moved by like hurricane force winds, something like that. A lot of the hearing is these people talking about these experiences, and the more that I like look into this, the more I'm like, why is nobody reacting to this? And so like the more you look into it and the more that I'm like learning, the more my mind is boggled, especially watching it, which I will link that in the description below. And it was all very interesting. In American fashion, nobody gave a and I hate it, Because yeah, it was like funny at the time seeing like the memes and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, of course America just doesn't give a shit. Because if you guys remember, the memes were kind of like, are the aliens helping pay rent? No? Well, then we don't care about them. Yeah, those were like good and fun, but the more that I dove into this for this video, the more I'm like, I really think people should react to this. I really feel like this is a huge deal. And honestly, these people coming forward was really brave. Like genuinely, it was really brave. Because it's true. People like, maybe not so much now. Historically, society looks at people sideways, and then like when pilots and stuff try to report it, there's all these stories of their career kind of getting put to shit or getting fired, or their lives kind of getting ruined, or they disappear. Get a little visit from the Men in Black. And these people are trying to make that like not a thing. Like they're trying to get it to be acknowledged and like dealt with, and they talk about that this stuff is a threat. Real quick, I'm gonna get a little into my conspiracy theory brain here. And I don't think any of these people are like making things up. I fully believe them. I also think if the government doesn't want this talked about publicly, they would make it go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here.
And yes, these people did hit snags, but that's not what I mean. Personally think in my little conspiracy theory head here that they allowed it to be publicly brought up in a government setting as a way to distract us from like everything. But little did they realize that the American people were not going to give a shit. Or maybe they were counting on America not to care. So what do you think about the aliens?
I think they're just, I don't know, it's kind of stupid. Oh guys, it's aliens. They do exist. When we've been putting them in movies, shows, everything else. How do you expect, what were you expecting? Oh no, there's aliens? Well, nobody's panicking, nobody cares.
Literally no one cares.
Like, welcome aliens, welcome.
Like how you like our shitty planet.
You want to help pay bills, guys? You want to make us better?
Right, let them take over. Maybe they'll make it better.
Which would be funny. I'm gonna laugh at that. Hybrid aliens. Half-breeds. Come on. You know, Resident alien.
I wonder if that also means that because now that information's out, are they gonna just stop hiding it now?
I think they should. I mean,
because at this point,
doesn't make sense. There's always stuff.
Yeah, especially with the fact that nobody cares. Like,
just live their lives.
Like, it's not gonna cause mass hysteria. It's not. Nobody fucking cares. So why bother like hiding shit? Heck, might actually give them some popularity points if they like put out updates about stuff like that. Like kind of like in the news or whatever, like a weather report, but like UFO alien report.
Yeah.
But like I said though, as I've done more into this, I do think that this is something that should be discussed about more and should be way more talked about than anybody has been talking about it since it's all came forward. I think it's honestly insanity. Tell me what you guys think about that whole thing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Mwah. Talking about like the existence of UFOs